welcome, Devil Sniper here, and this is episode number 6 of our career mode with West Ham United. So far we have brought in Will Hughes, what a fantastic signing. On top of that, we brought in Sam Byram, another fantastic signing. So chuffed to have both the lads at the club. I think it's going to add so much to the team, to the squad. And also at this moment in time, we're still waiting for a final decision on French or Danish. That should be interesting. But as you know, in the first episode of actually playing a game, we stumbled. We played extremely well against Cardiff. That's the frustrating factor. We played such good dominant football, but we just lacked that cutting edge, that little bit of composure when needed to score. Unfortunately, we were then lax in concentration early doors in the second half, and it led to a very sloppy goal. Cardiff came away with 3 points. We now have to go to Newcastle United, St James's Park, packed to the rafters. And not an easy place to go and dig out a result at any stage of the season, be it the beginning of the season, halfway through, or if you need it at the end of the season. It's always a tough venue. The fans get so behind them, and it's a really imposing destination. So we've got to be on top of our game. Again, we've got to play good football, but just be more clinical. And it's so good to see the boys start off like that. Diame chasing back to cover a mistake, and then he makes himself available. The perfect CDM. That's what I love about Diame. He always wants the ball. He's always willing to help his teammates. Downing knocking a ball into Rat. Rat having to cut inside. Didn't spot the run by Downing. Feeds the ball back into Ravel Morrison. Ravel Morrison trying to assess the situation. Looks up. Spots Downing. Downing into Diame. Diame looks to be working an angle for himself to ping off the shot. He pings it off. And unfortunately Newcastle block it. But look at Sam Byram. Young right back. 19 years old. Easily taking the ball off the Newcastle forward without any issues. That's what I love about him. And again, Diame getting into the thick of it, putting his body on the line, being physical. The ball's in to Joe Cole. He chips over the top into Diame, and Diame looks to have a mental breakdown. No composure yet again in the final seconds. Before taking a shot, he lacks the composure required. It's so unlike Diame, but the thing I love about Diame, he's showing his anger, his frustration, and his passion. And that's all I can ask from my players. That's all I demand from my players, is to show passion. Just show me passion. A great ball over the top by Andy Carroll into Jarvis. Jarvis with a left foot shot, not powerful enough and not placed in the right section. It was an easy save for the Newcastle goalkeeper. The first half unfortunately draws to an end, and we are 0-0 with Newcastle. But they've got to look on the bright side. The boys played really well. They were really dominant. Newcastle didn't have a sniff of an opportunity in that first half, and that is sensational. I had to make a couple of changes. Ravel Morrison had a slight ankle knock, and Joe Cole was having trouble with a hamstring, so I had to make the substitutions. I bring on Lee Hughes, and as you can see, straight away at the start of the second half, Winston Reid goes in on the forward, and a referee awards a penalty. And I feel this is a little bit overzealous. I mean, there's nothing there whatsoever. Tompkins and Reid just close him out. The referee doesn't agree with me. I believe it was the actual linesman who gave it. He surely had a blocked view, but what can you do? I can't afford to get myself in trouble. And Ben Arthur, after 55 minutes, the first shot that Newcastle have had, and the first shot on target quite clearly, and he scores. But look at Will Hughes. What a bloody ball. That boy is sensational. A fantastic ball over the top into Jarvis. Jarvis with a fantastic cross, and Andy Carroll, Big AC, is muscled out of it. I'm really surprised and shocked by that. I really feel he should have dominated that situation. But a wonderful ball from Downing into Jarvis. Jarvis breaking into the box. Oh, and he snatches at the opportunity and puts it high, wide, and that is extremely unhandsome, which is very frustrating. And unfortunately, that's the way the game finished. Newcastle United 1, West Ham United 0. An absolutely devastating result, especially when you consider we had the lion's share of possession. We had 3 shots with 2 on target. They had 1 shot, the penalty, 1 shot on target, and they scored, obviously, to give them the victory. The man of the match for me personally was Matty Jarvis in first place, then obviously Reid in second, Diame in third, and we have got statistics this time. Let me know in the comments below if you can actually see the statistics, or if you want me to read the statistics out, or if you're generally not really interested in the statistics. And I get a wonderful email on the evening of the Newcastle match. I get back to my office, I find out that Dorian and Jean haven't even put sugar in my brew, and they haven't presented me my Jaffa cakes, and I get not an email I expected so early doors. You know, it's tough. You know, you come to a big club. You've got to be prepared to take this. You know, 2 games into the season, We haven't scored, we've conceded 2 goals, and we have 0 points. So I can understand the frustration of the board, and I can definitely understand the frustration of the supporters. So, busily on my laptop, checking out the Jaffa Cake Army, and Samaras was a recommendation. Now, Samaras is a big lad. He's 6'4", he's very powerful, he's got very good agility, he's got good skill, he's got an eye for goal, and perhaps, you know, with his contract expiring in 11 months, we might be able to pick him up on the cheap, because as you know, we're not going to be able to get Gabs until next season, and I do feel we are a little bit light up front, and I'm not really impressed with the lad that we've kept. I know we sold Petric, but perhaps in hindsight we should have kept Petric and sold the other lad. But it's a tough situation to be in. We'll have to see how that all develops and how we can boost this squad. But we have a very important game. This is a 6-pointer at early doors in the season. We're at home to Stoke City, and Stoke start off very brightly. Kenwyne Jones knocks it into Stephen Ireland. Ireland switches the ball to Assaidi. Assaidi straight over the top, straight into Kenwyne Jones, straight in the back of the net. 2 minutes gone. All my preparation work, all my tactics have just been booted out of the window. Hit out of the park like a home run on a baseball pitch. Scored a touchdown, scored a try. Oh my days, what the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? Marky Noble reacts late. He doesn't get the call through to Winston Reid. The keeper comes out slowly, and we just concede an extremely sloppy goal. It is just not good enough. The ball in by Assaidi is fantastic. First timer. But look at Noble. He backs off the run. He doesn't give the shout across to Rat or to Winston Reid until it's too late. The keeper reacts late. Look at the run. See? Oh, Noble doesn't react. It's just not good enough. Just not bloody good enough. So we're going to make a straight instant change. We're going to a 4-3-3 formation attack. Because we have no choice. Our hand has been forced. We've got to change something. We've got to do something. A wonderful ball over the top into Jarvis from Nolan. Nolan gets a shot deflected. And Marky Noble makes up for his error straight away. Puts up the big shush to the media. The big shush to the media. Which is absolutely sensational. What a way to come back from that error in the 2nd minute. Chips the ball up onto his own forehead. And slams it home like the boss he is. He is having a fantastic season so far. 2 and a bit games in, he has been really dominant. Absolutely sensational, and it's a joy to have him in the first team. I did promote him from the youth team into the first team via the reserves, and he's a sensational pro, an absolutely sensational pro. But the ball comes out to Nolan, it opens up for him. Stoke City very slack to come and pick him up. Plays a wonderful ball into Downing. Downing breaking into the box, but again, like Jarvis in the previous game, snatches at the opportunity. It's on his stronger foot. You would expect that to nestle either in the top corner or in the bottom corner, but he really did snatch at that. I think Begovic didn't really need to save it. It was going over all day long. But a nice corner in. The ball comes out to the edge of the box. It's Tompkins. He goes for the shot, and Stoke managed to clear the ball, which is unfortunate. Later in the first half, do apologise. Andy Carroll plays a wonderful ball into Downing. Downing puts it onto his left foot, goes for the curler, and then gets his bearings all wrong and puts it just wide of the post. But again, fantastic ball played into Mark Noble. Mark Noble cuts back inside on his weaker left foot, goes for the opportunity, but just could not get any bend on it. And we were definitely dominating Stoke City, all over them. At the end of the first half, the scoreline though, West Ham United 1, Stoke City just hanging in there 1. After that sensational start with Kenwyne Jones. The ball over the top was magnificent. Some sloppy defending, which we will be working on in training 100%. And a very nice equaliser from Mark Noble after the ball from Nolan to Jarvis was just unbelievable. But Byron picking up the ball on the right hand side. He feeds it into Downing. Downing with a ball over the top to Nolan. And Nolan damn well knows he should do better than that. You can see his frustration and his anger. He had time to take it down. He had time to readjust his body and be fractionally more clinical with the opportunity. But I decided to take Noble, Nolan and Carroll off. Nolan I took off because he did pick up an ankle injury, so he could be out for a week or so. But Vastey, a beautiful ball over the top. Vastey trying to force his way through. He just cannot do it, unfortunately. He just hasn't got enough upper body strength. But this is what I love about Vastey. He's trying to break into the first team. Look at his passion. Look at his power. Closing down a goalkeeper. That's what I want to see from the boys. And at this moment in time, that is what they are delivering for me. Downing with another opportunity. Pulls the trigger. And again, a great save from the Stoke goalkeeper. Can't take anything away from him, playing really, really well. But Downing, ball over the top into Downing. Downing goes for the shot. A great save. And Vaste is there, thankfully, to finish it, to make it 2-1 to West Ham United after 83 minutes. And that is a big, big goal. But look at Will Hughes battling in the centre of the park, feeding the ball out to Downing. Downing breaking down that right-hand side. The ball's on his weaker right foot, but he goes for the chip to the front post. And who is there? Ricardo Vaste. 87th minute. West Ham United 3, Stoke City 1. At last, the hard work, tactical preparation has paid off, and we are dominating and getting our rewards, which is a fantastic 3 goals. The referee blows the final whistle. West Ham United 3, Stoke City 1. And to be honest, it should have been a lot more. We should have scored 5 or 6 goals in that game. We absolutely tore them apart, and it's really unfortunate we didn't, but I will take the 3 points because that is a big, big 3 points for me. And as you can see, the statistics speak volumes. Stoke dominated the possession, but we dominated the shots and shots on target. Absolutely went to town on them. The man of the match for me has to be Downing. He plays sensational, absolutely sensationally. And Vaste came on 2 killer goals. He done absolutely wonderful. And in third place has to be Diarmi. He never stopped running for 90 minutes. The man is just an absolute beast. He is a tank, and we are in the final hours. 10 hours left of the transfer window. So, the question is, was it French or was it Danish? You guys came up with Danish. Yes, Fredrik Sorensen. As you know, he plays for Bologna, valued at 3.7 million. 21 years old, centre-back, right-footed, 3-star weak foot, 2-star skill moves. He has the perfect work rates of low-high. Scouts' thoughts. He's a solid and cool, calm centre-back. He's powerful from set pieces. Fantastic engine on him. Shows great dedication to making himself better. Regular under-21 international. Juventus will try and hold on to him because they co-own him. Also, Tottenham are looking to swoop. And finally, the most important one. He wants to play in the Premier League, and he wants to play for the Hammers, and that is what we love about players. So we are going to bang in an offer. As you know, he is valued at £3.7 million. He's an important first-team member to Bologna. He has 2 years, 11 months remaining. Now, I was thinking about £3.5 million, but then I thought, no. Let's test their resilience. Let's go with £3 million, and hopefully we can do a deal. So, other recommendations we were looking for from the scouts from the Jaffa Cake Army, a young lad called Luke Jones. And the problem I had with Luke James is not the fact that he's not a good player. He is. He's just 18 years old. I want to bring in some experience. Same with Jordan Rhodes. I looked at Jordan Rhodes and I thought to myself, he's 23, 24. I want someone with experience. I had a look at Miroslav. He hasn't got long remaining on his contract, and I do put an approach in to find out how much they want for him. But I think he could be a player we could keep an eye on over the long period because I think he could be a quite handy player. He's got some good statistics. As you see, Celtic want $2 million for Samaras. Blackburn wants $7 million for Jordan Rhodes, which is a huge amount of money. And Miroslav, they want £8.5 million. With 11 months remaining on his contract, I might hold off until January and see if we can do a deal, pick him up for half price, something like that. So at this moment in time, my choice is to go with Samaras. A few of you guys have recommended him, and he does look a very, very good player. He's got the strength, he's got the ability, he's got agility. I'm going to put a cheeky offer in of 1.4 million. That's 600,000 under his value. He hasn't got long on his contract, so Celtic are really getting, they're getting good money for him. They'll be getting good money for him. They're being compensated very well. If they accept it, they may not. We get a cheeky offering from Sampdoria. Oh, yes, Sampdoria. Oh, I have memories of Sampdoria. £2.2 million. Now, he's only worth £1.8 million, but I'm sorry. It's a no-go situation. Kevin Nolan, Big Kev is a ledge, and we're not selling him for all the tea in China. Definitely not. And as you can see, Bologna came back. £3 million was enough for them to accept. So we're going to offer a contract to Sorensen. As you can see, 4 years, important first team player, nothing too silly, not making him crucial. He's going to be important. He is going to get minutes on the pitch, and I feel that's a fantastic offer. What I want to say, what do you think of the actual transfer window? How do you think it looks? Do you think it looks a lot better? Do you think it's a little bit smoother? I mean, I love this little section on the left-hand side where you can scout through a lot easier and see what teams have actually done. I think that's a really cool little touch. Also, the top deals. What do you make of the top deals? I think they're a little bit audacious to say the least. But I get an email at a critical time. I was actually away from my laptop. I was having to make a cup of tea because Dorian and Jean had left for the evening, such is the lateness. And Celtic come back and say they want a £1.5 million, which I feel is fair. It's not a problem. Samras is lucky enough in London, so he will be taking his medical. If the price is agreed, we'll have him through a medical in a matter of hours, and hopefully he could sign for the club if we agree personal terms. Fredrik Sorensen is more than happy with his personal terms, and we sign him. Now, you may have picked up earlier in the episode, I have not really been impressed with this lad. I played him in the game. I found him to be pretty damn awful. He's just not a player I can physically use. He's left-footed. We've got Big AC who's left-footed. His weak foot is weak. His runs are awful. And I just felt if I could secure the signature of Samaras, I think I will have a better player. So taking 2.5 million, if we get 2.5 million, would be a better deal. A better deal. It may annoy people, but at the end of the day, he's just a player I don't feel is good enough to be wearing the claret and blue of West Ham. I feel from studying videos, his performances have been, very inconsistent. He's never held down a solid first team place, and I think it's just the perfect time for the lad to move on. But, of course, Samaras comes back and says yes. Celtic agreed to 1.5 million. He's going through his medical, and we're going to offer him a contract. Important player, 20 grand on 2 years. That's what he's looking for. That's what we're offered him, and hopefully he will accept. As you can see, we do get £1.9 million from the deal with Norwich City, and I think that's fantastic. But Samaras drops me an email during his medical to say, we've reviewed it, it's just not acceptable. Please reconsider. Fair dues, fella. 25G in the back burner per week. I will keep you on a 3-year deal. I will give you a goal bonus, and I will make you important to the first team. I'm not going to say crucial because he's not. He's just going to be important. He's going to be rotated. He will get minutes on the pitch, just like everybody else. But as you can see, we're closing in on the final section, and thankfully, he agrees to the contract. And I can report he has passed his medical. He did pass his medical with flying colours, which is fantastic. So there is no need for me to stall or reject. That is a simple accept. And I am dead chuffed. I think we've done some magnificent business. And we've still got quids and pounds and notes and Wonga in the back burner for the January transfer market. As I say, what do you guys think of this little section here, where you can just flick in and see that Aston Villa bought one player in that's cost them 1.3 million, they've sold nobody. I actually really quite like that. Look at Cardiff, look at Chelsea. I think it's really, really quite awesome. I really do like that. I mean, look, how the hell did Everton pick up Sirigu for 7.5 million from Paris Saint-Germain? That's a sensational transfer. Absolutely blew my mind when I saw that. The same as that, we just saw Kabay has gone to Manchester City, and Newcastle have taken on Adebayor, which really did blow my mind. That transfer was unbelievable. But speaking about the top deals, what do you think about Suarez to Barcelona, 35 mil? Lewandowski from Dortmund to Madrid for 30 mil. Surely Lewandowski's worth more than Suarez. And of course, Wayne Rooney has gone for 29.5 million from Manchester United to Bayern Munich. Those deals blew my mind. It's very interesting to see some of the deals. Also seeing De Zeko go and Arsenal pick up Benzema. But £24 million, I think that's quite cheap and a very, very good deal in the end. And as you can see, the transfer window draws to a close. £53.1 million spent, which to me didn't make any sense because that's like 53 billion because there was a lot of money being exchanged between teams during the course of that transfer window. But we have a look at the youth squad. That's the start of it. It's looking pretty good. And yes, Vazte, you are a tank at this moment in time.